and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a juicy video because the tea is hot. The Hermes tea is piping hot. Unless you have been living in another planet, you have heard that Hermes is being sued for their shady Birkin and Kelly selling practices. And of course, we gotta talk about it. I just came back from Las Vegas. I have an amazing shopping vlog coming for you, but I had to interrupt the normal programming because I gotta give you my 2 cents on what's going on in the Hermes world, okay? But first, I want to show you the new arrivals from my personal jewelry line, AZULIQUE. My items are made in small little workshops in Brazil. Look at this, made by hand, you guys. These rings are like the cutest thing. You can stack them. They're called the little twin star. You can totally adjust them, so you can actually wear them in several different fingers. So cute on your pinky finger, even in your thumb. And then I want to show you these gorgeous bracelets. So the one with the lock is called the seized bracelet. This is actually a functioning lock. It has beautiful crystals on them, so you can open it and close it. I actually wear this with my Van Cleef bracelets. The stack looks absolutely amazing. It even has crystals right here on this loop, and then I stacked it with the bubbles bracelet. Look what a gorgeous look. So high styling. And I also have this one called the plasma ring. To me, this is so chic. It matches everything. Touch of class, right? Look at that. Stacking all of your goodies together. This is not the gold-plated jewelry you're gonna buy at Amazon, on the internet. This is high level. This is gonna last you a long time. I do not take this off. It's the Amazon thick chain, super lightweight. You have to have one of these for your blazer, your tank tops. And then this is the Harp earring. Look at this. Such a statement. Check it out. Gotta rock your jewels. Support my small little business with my daughter. Everything is made with so much love, by hand, in small little workshops in Brazil, ethically made. So follow us on Instagram, AZULIQUE, and I have everything linked below. So let's talk Hermes. So if you haven't heard, there are 2 people that are suing Hermes in San Francisco because how Hermes requires you to purchase certain items in order to be offered Kellys and Birkins, right? So technically, you're not supposed to do that. It's a practice called tying, where you require customers to purchase certain items with the promise of getting other items. So these plaintiffs claim that they were made to spend thousands and thousands of dollars with the promise of being offered a quota bag, and they spend, and the quota bag has never happened. So they are claiming that Hermes has unfair, deceptive practices to sell quota bags, and they go into a few other things on the lawsuit. First of all, I don't think the lawsuit is gonna go anywhere. These practices are very tough to prove in court, right? Doesn't mean that they are not true, because we know that this is true, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But knowing that something is true and proving it in court is something completely different. I mean, look at O.J. Simpson, right? Everybody knows that that man unalived Nicole, his wife. It's a common known fact. Anybody with common sense that saw any of the evidence knows that he did it, and yet he's walking free. He wasn't proved in court. So because something cannot be proved in court does not mean it's not true, right? So that is the claim. So I don't think the lawsuit is going to go very far at all, because I think they will have a very tough time proving that this is true, even though we all know that this is true, okay? Now, there are a few different points of view when it comes to this lawsuit. So first of all, let me talk about the main point of the lawsuit, which is Hermes makes you buy things in order to purchase other things, which are the quota bags. And actually, this has been the topic of discussion a few years ago, where the CEO made the laughable statement. I'm gonna read the statement to you verbatim, okay? The CEO says, Hermes strictly prohibits any sales of certain products as a condition to the purchase of others. I actually made a TikTok about this, and I also released a reel on my Instagram, because this is so laughable. He had to be laughing when he wrote this statement, okay? I don't even know how he can make this statement without laughing, like with a serious face. The audacity to lie to our faces, right? It makes you question the integrity of their CEO, because how can you possibly make such statement? Because you know this is not true, right? He knows it's not true. We know he knows he's not true. They know, we know he knows it's not true. Have you seen like that meme, right? I don't even know if I'm saying it right. But bottom line is, we all know. Oh, no. The statement is, he knows he's lying. We know he knows he's lying. They know, we know that he's lying, and yet they lie. I probably am saying this all wrong, but you get the idea, right? It is just so insane to me that someone could come with a straight face and say such a bold lie in front of the world, right? So we know that those practices are true, right? Unless you are living under a rock, you know that you absolutely have to spend money at Hermes in order to be offered a Birkin, right? There are luxury companies that do such practice, right? Like if you think about Ferrari, if you think about Rolex, they do require you to kind of go up the ladder in order to score some of their better items. But I do feel like places like Ferrari, for example, the process is more clear, okay? With Hermes, the process is not clear. The sales associates have a lot of freedom to make a decision on this process or deciding who they're going to fight for to get a bag. And human nature is flawed. Humans are flawed by nature, right? So that gives room for corruption and that gives room for inconsistencies, right? So Hermes practices are very all over the place. As a matter of fact, I just did a research on my Instagram asking people to tell me how much money they had to spend in order to get a quota bag and which store that they were purchasing from, so I can collect all of the data and I will make a video with the results at a later date, okay? And if you're not following me on Instagram, that's where all the action goes down real time. My Instagram is fire, okay? We talk some major shit on my Instagram, okay? So the practices for Hermes scoring bags are vastly different depending on where you are, who your SA is, how competitive the store is. It's a very unclear process. But there is one thing that is clear. You absolutely are tied to buying items in order to score a bag. I'll give you a few examples, okay? And these are examples of real life friends. This is not a story that somebody told me on Instagram that I cannot verify. These are real life friends, okay? That the SA said, and this is actually very common, you have to buy the Birkin or the Kelly necklace in order to get a bag. And then my friends buy the necklace and they get a bag. I have another friend that the sales associate said, you have to buy this Kelly sapphire necklace and then I'll give you a Birkin. She bought the necklace, she got the Birkin, right? So if this is now requiring you to purchase certain products in order to be offered other products, I don't know what is, because this is as specific as it gets, right? Dubai, you have to buy this croc coat in order to be offered a bag. Or you have to spend X amount. Or you have to buy ready-to-wear. You have to buy jewelry. You have to buy a watch. You know, all of the hot categories that get you closer to buying a bag. Absolutely this happened. And some sales associates are very explicit as to what you need to buy in order to get a bag. And I know this is not supposed to happen that way, but to be honest, I personally like that better because I would rather the sales associate be straight up with me than lead me on, which is the other thing that I want to talk about, right? If you come into the game and you're buying a few things and your SA says you got to get this to get that, at least you kind of know where you stand. Like, hey, I have to spend whatever, $12,000 on this necklace in order to get a bag. You know what to do. You know what you can afford. You can say yes or no. What I do not like are the SAs that are, to me, more dishonest and keep leading you on and making you purchase more items and more items and more items, right? Hey, buy this, $5,000. Hey, what's up? I would like a bag. Well, you need to wait. It takes a long time. You need to spend more. How much more, right? So I know of people that have spent $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 and have gotten a bag. Okay, I actually know the story of someone on Instagram that she told me, Erica, I spent $10,000, was offered a non-quota bag. I cannot remember if it was a picoton or an bag, okay, but was offered a crappy non-quota bag at $10,000. And then she kept spending, right? Spent another $28,000. This was a West Coast store. And so total $38,000. She went and asked, like, hey, I'm interested in a bag. What's going on? Their response was, there's nothing that we can do for you. Like, there is nothing we can do for you. You led me on to spend $38,000 in your store, and now you're telling me there's nothing you can do for me. And then the manager told her, if you don't like it, go shop at another store. Go shop in Las Vegas. So, first of all, is this how you treat a customer that just dropped $38,000 in your store? That is unacceptable. That is not luxury behavior. I think people that treat customers like this should be fired. You are not in the business of customer service. And actually, someone told me the other day that companies should do kind of like psychological tests with sales associates, like really important luxury companies like Hermes, because sales associates can be very mean and they can be very vindictive. And if they don't like you or they're jealous of you or whatever it may be, they will have a field day, okay, screwing around with you and leading you on, knowing they're not gonna get you a bag. And that's the part that pisses me off, right? It's not even being straightforward, which I know it's illegal, right? But I prefer straightforward than having somebody mess with me and lead me on. Oh, I have you on my list. Yeah, keep buying. You know, it's gonna take some time. You need to continue to build your profile. And they're leading you on, and you don't know what the hell. And then what happens is there's two kind of customers. There's two kind of reactions when it comes to this lawsuit. I have noticed, right? Looking at the comments on the videos, looking at videos that people are making about this lawsuit. There is the privileged people. They react to this lawsuit a certain way. Oh my gosh, two people are throwing a tantrum because they didn't get bags. This is the reaction of the privileged people that don't work very hard, that don't have to earn their money. They have a rich husband, they have rich families, right? For them, it is totally okay for a sales associate to lead you on and say, spend another 10, spend another 20, spend another 40, right? They don't care for regular human beings that are having to hustle for their money, right? So this is the reaction of the privileged people. Oh, the lawsuit is people throwing a tantrum, butthurt that didn't get a bag, right? Because these people don't know what it is to work hard for a bag, okay? The second reaction are the people that are pissed because we know that this is Hermes' game, right? And we know that the game is not fair, because if Hermes had clear guidelines on how to score a bag, like, hey, we're gonna take care of only our regular customers, we want to reward our best customers, and I understand that practice because sales associates do not make commission on Birkins and Kellys. So of course they want to give that as a treat to their best customers who are buying all of the things that they make commission off of, right? Sales associates are there to make a living, okay? And there are amazing sales associates that work for Hermes that are amazing, kind, ethical, honest people that truly love what they do, that truly take care of their customers, that are honest, don't do these kinds of shenanigans, and I know several of them, okay? The people that I have interacted with at Hermes are wonderful people for the most part, people that I personally love, some of which became personal friends, okay? But there are shady people. There are a lot of shady people that work for Hermes, right? And what happens is these shady people start milking the customers to make more money off of them on commission, and many times never give them a bag. And I think that it's deceptive. It's unethical. I don't think you should be allowed to do that, right? And Hermes, of course, I have a friend that worked for Hermes and said that, hey, none of these practices are ever in writing. You cannot talk about this in emails. Corporate will completely deny if we talk about anything related to pre-spend for bags, right? So they do internal denial, nothing in writing, no proof at all, but everybody knows that it happens, right? Including managers, right? Someone the other day told me that she was at a store and the manager told her, if you want a special order crock, you have to drop $70,000 in one sitting. This is a manager. So the manager knows. The managers are in it. So for you to tell me that Hermes doesn't know, it's just so absurd, right? But I actually don't have a problem with that because I kind of like straightforward, like, hey, it's 70,000, can I afford or not? If I cannot afford 70,000, I will not be wasting my money in hopes of getting a special order crock, right? Or I will say, okay, great, I will drop $70,000 and I'll get my bag. You're not misleading people, right? Because there is the second category of people that are reacting to this lawsuit. So remember, the first one are the privileged people. The second one are people that actually have to work for their money, that are actually making an effort to make these purchases to be able to build a history and get a bag. These are people that don't have money to throw in the trash. They are working hard. They are saving every spare cent that they have to buy this stuff to get a bag. Many people actually throw it in a credit card. They don't even have the money and they're being irresponsible, okay? And buying these things. And I think it is not okay for people to mislead these people, okay? To say, spend 5, spend 10, because these people don't have line of sight of what the overall amount is going to be. So they're putting themselves in a hole, hustling as hell to spend 5K, 10K, 15K, and then, oh, you keep spending. I have you on my wish list, okay? I know what you have, keep spending, I got you. No, you don't got them. You're taking advantage of them. And then what happens with these people, they're like, my gosh, I'm already 5,000 in the hole, 10,000 in the hole, 15. I have so much invested that I have to keep going at this point, right? And these people are hustling for this money. It is not okay. I think at a very basic human level, I don't care how privileged and rich you are, you should have the moral decency to recognize that doing this to human beings is not okay. To make them spend money without line of sight, without fulfilling your promise at the end, it's not okay, right? So is Hermes putting a gun to people's heads to keep buying things? No, they're not. But are many sales associates engaging in very deceptive practices? Yes, they are. And it is very unethical. And that's my problem. And, you know, I don't have any problems with Hermes. Hermes has been always absolutely amazing to me. I have had some bad experiences in Paris where I was treated like trash. If you are a subscriber, you know this, right? But I will say for the most part, Hermes has been absolutely incredible to me. The people I deal with Hermes, I love. So this review is not coming from the point of view of somebody that is bitter because they never scored bags, right? Because typically when people talk shit about Hermes, it's because they're bitter, they cannot afford it, and they never scored a bag, and then they talk shit. That's not my case at all. I've been very happy with Hermes. I've been extremely happy with Hermes. I will always support Hermes because I love the brand. I will always buy things, okay, because I love the brand. My husband loves Hermes. Scott, because his last name is Herman and starts with an H, he wants everything from Hermes. So the quality of everything is amazing. The quality of the bags is amazing. The quality of the ready-to-wear is amazing. So I will always support them. So my review is not coming from somebody that is bitter, that has not had a good history with them. Much the opposite. But I think I have the moral decency and integrity to recognize that some people work very hard for their money, and it is not fair to make them keep buying, with many times not giving the product, which is what happened to this one girl I talked to on Instagram. 38,000 in the hole, and they treat her like she's trash and say, you're not happy, go shop somewhere else. Well, that SA gladly milked that person out of $30,000 and made commission out of that person for $30,000, knowing very well she wasn't gonna get a bag. And that is very dishonest. I do not agree with that whatsoever. And that is my reaction to this lawsuit, right? I think Hermes has amazing people that work for them, but I think they need to do a better job at monitoring managers and monitoring SAs, because many times the managers are in it, okay? The managers are part of the crap treatment, are part of leading people on. They are in the game, okay? There are sales associates that take bribes. I actually know in real life, okay, of bribes. There was recently a major scandal in Miami because people were accepting bribes in Miami and a bunch of people were fired. It is very common, not just in Miami, okay? So people do accept bribes. I have heard of Hermes sales associates having closed group on Instagram and selling Hermes bags. You are a sales associate, bro. How is that possible? Do you ever wonder how these resale people have so many bags to resell? Many of them have schemes with their sales associates, with managers, bribing schemes. So it's a world that has so much dirt, and I am sure I haven't even scratched the surface. I am sure that the things that I know, that I learned from my community, are just a small little portion of what really happens behind the scenes. There is some massive dirt going on, right? So what happens is, many people, instead of giving the bags to the good customers and rewarding the loyal customers, they're giving them to resellers because they are getting bribes and kickbacks, right? Or they're giving it to customers that don't necessarily deserve it because, again, they're getting kickbacks, right? There is favoritism. In some places, there is racial profiling. So, for example, Hermes in the West Coast, they favor Asian customers, okay? And hey, nothing against Asian customers, because I know my Asian peeps are fabulous, okay? And drop some serious cash. But you cannot racial profile people, right? You need to have room for your other customers. And as a matter of fact, this is not an issue just with Hermes. Actually, luxury brands on the West Coast in general, this is an issue, okay? You can't do that, man. You have to serve your customers the same. You have to invite your customers to special events the same, right? So that is what the problem is, I think. It's the inconsistency, the shadiness of it all, right? And the inequality in treatment, sometimes even based on race, right? right? So the inequality on, I got messages on Instagram. Some people spent 5K and got a bag. Some people had to spend 35K to get a bag. Like, what's up with that? That is a difference in your sales associate. Some sales associate are saying, I'm gonna milk these people and I'm gonna get 30 grand out of them before I get them a bag, right? And what I think is, in some cases, if somebody's buying things from you and asking you to get a bag, and you know they're not gonna get a bag, let me give you an example. Let's say you're in a very competitive store and people are spending 100K and you know those people are gonna get bags, and you have this little client over here that they're spending 20K, 25K, you know they're not gonna get a bag. You're gonna lie to them? You're gonna continue to lead them on for the rest of the year knowing they're not gonna get a bag? No, you're gonna tell them, hey, so-and-so, I am really sorry, but I don't see you getting a bag this year. It's really competitive this year. People are buying a lot, so I don't think there is a real possibility. Maybe we can try again for next year. But it hurts for people, to be honest, because they don't want to lose the commission. They want to lead people on. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's my problem with it all, right? And then the other thing is the pre-spend has become so high in certain locations that it's no longer worthwhile, in my opinion. Pre-spend of $30,000 right now is pretty common. There are some places that are less, but based on my last research, and I'll talk about this in more detail in my next video, but pre-spend of 20, 30K is common. And guys, pre-spending 10, 15K for an Hermes bag, a 1-to-1 ratio, right? You're spending the same value of the bag. I think that's reasonable. 30K makes resellers a lot more attractive than actually Hermes, because right now, Hermes bags are actually going down in price a little bit. I don't know if you guys have been surfing resellers. I will put some links below of some good deals that I have found lately, but you can find pre-loved bags in great or excellent condition, and you can pay 3, 5K more than what they sell for at the store and get the exact color you want and get the exact hardware you want and not have to deal with the weight, not knowing when you're gonna get a bag. So $30,000 is the value proposition is not there anymore, because you can spend so much less and get a bag right away exactly how you want it and save yourself a shitload of money. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you are going for special bags like Croc or exotics, then it's a different story. Maybe you do want to invest. But for people like me that like the Togo leathers, the Epsom leathers, it's really not that worth it. I think you have to be kind of silly. And I do not believe in Birkin bait. A lot of people preach this on social media like something really cool and normal. I think if you do Birkin bait, you are a clown. I really do believe that. I think you should only buy things you truly love, okay? And that's where I'm at with Hermes right now. I buy the things I truly love. I love Hermes jewelry. I love Hermes for my husband. I love some shoes. I love the home stuff, but I think the jewelry is what I'm into the most right now. But I only buy what I love. There used to be a time where I would buy some shit I didn't want. Sometimes I would get home upset at myself for buying things I didn't want or that were not top priority on my wish list. Let's say I really wanted a Chanel bag, and I would come home with this bullshit that wasn't even priority for me at all, and I would be so upset. I am not doing that. I am not doing that anymore. I love the brand, like I said. I will continue to support the brand forever because there are many things from them that I truly, deeply love. And that's how my Hermes game is going to be. I think you are a complete clown if you're doing Hermes bait, okay? Unless you are uber rich and you don't care about dropping 20 grand and that's chump change for you, then girl, go for it. Buy some shit you don't want, buy presents for your maid, right? Whatever the hell you want to do, right? But I think that's not the reality for most people. I think most people do make an effort on the money that they spend at Hermes, and I think at $30,000, I just don't think the investment is worth it. What are you gonna buy for $30,000? So you have to spend 60K every year to get 2 bags? That's insane. That's insane. I can go to a reseller right now, drop 15, 16K and get a fabulous bag. Exactly what I want. And I can save all of this other money to buy the other things that I love. Because here's the thing. For me to spend 30K at Hermes, and you guys know I'm super honest, right? It's just above my league, because I don't want to spend all of my spare money at Hermes. There are other things I want. Number 1, I want to travel, which is my top priority. Number 2, there's jewelry from Bulgari that I want. There's jewelry from Van Cleef that I want. Jewelry from Cartier that I want. There's bags from Chanel that I want. There's clothes that I want from Chanel, Givenchy. I need to buy cute party clothes for when I travel. Stuff that Hermes doesn't sell, right? Fabulous sexy dresses, fabulous sexy heels. There are other things I need to buy in order to function in the fashion world and during my trips that Hermes does not sell. I cannot spend every single penny of my spare money at Hermes. I'm not that rich. So I think effectively I am priced out of the game, and that is okay. I have my bags. I absolutely love my bags. I have been so, you know, if an SA wants to reward me at some point because I am a true supporter of the brand, and I do spend a good chunk of change, right? Not 30K, but I do spend some money, right? That's amazing. I will always welcome Hermes bags. I love Hermes bags. They're my favorite bags, but I will not be spending $30,000 to get a bag. I just think that is absurd. That is so absurd. 15K, yes, no problem. 1-to-1 ratio, no problem, right? I will gladly spend 15K in jewelry. $30,000, I just don't think it's worth it. And it's $30,000 that you effectively throw in the trash, because the things that you have to buy at Hermes are not worth this money, right? So ready to wear is a terrible investment. It's the worst possible thing that you can buy in luxury. You cannot resell that for shit, and if you do resell it, it's gonna be worth a fraction of what you paid, okay? And that's not just Hermes, that's any brand, except Chanel. I think Chanel you can get money for your ready to wear. Anything else, terrible investment, okay? Hermes jewelry, terrible investment. If you go to resale websites, Hermes jewelry sells for half the price of what you pay in store. If you're talking Bulgari, Cartier, even Chanel jewelry, you will recoup about 80% of what you spent, okay? With Hermes, the moment you walk out of the store with that jewelry, the value is on the floor. So terrible investment, right? Same with watches, right? So think that these $30,000 that you are spending are not really good investments. If you're spending $30,000 at Chanel, you're gonna recoup most of that money, girl. If you decide to sell that stuff, no problem. Because Chanel, everything holds its value, right? Not the case for Hermes at all. Clothes at Hermes are not desired. Jewelry at Hermes are not desired. So you are essentially throwing away $30,000 of things that you cannot really legitimately resell, right? When you are done with them, when you're tired of them. So it's money lost. So why do that? Why do that? You can go to the resale, buy the same bag for 16K, slightly used, right? And you saved yourself $14,000. I mean, even if I was really, really well-to-do, it's still better to do the resale. I think right now, the way the economy is and the price is going down, because I think luxury brands are feeling the economy now, right? You see that sales have slowed down tremendously. So that's why Birkin prices are going down, especially if you want store fresh, you're gonna pay a nice premium. You're gonna pay 20K, okay? But if you are okay with it slightly used, which I am, dude, you can get an amazing bag. And the funny thing is, 2 years ago, I would never buy a pre-loved bag. 2 years ago. Never. I don't like pre-loved. You will see on my old videos. I want the box, I want the store experience. I have changed. And if I have changed, I'm sure a lot of other people did too. The other day, I went to a resale website and I saw a blue Atoll Birkin, and blue Atoll is a dream color for me, okay? And I saw a blue Atoll bag in great condition. It looked beautiful, okay? And it was on sale for 15K and change. A super rare, stunning color, 15K, I can walk out with that bag. I mean, why would I spend 30K having to wait God knows how long, buying all of this stuff that it's not worth the money, that does not retain its value, right? When nowadays I can walk out with a fabulous bag exactly how I want it for 15K. So that's what I'm saying. I think Hermes needs to reevaluate their practices on the spending and the pre-spending requirements. And that is not everybody and not every store. There are stores that require less, okay, based on my research. But I am hearing 30K pre-spend a lot more often now than I used to 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I never heard of 30K pre-spending for a bag. It was more like 10, 15, okay? In the good old days, if you showed up at the store every month and bought a little something, pair of shoes, a little bracelet, that was enough to get you a bag. Just showing consistency and that you are a supporter, loyal supporter of the brand used to be enough before. 30K was unheard of. Now 30K I hear all the time. I mean, that is, so, you know, my advice to you guys is, if you are on the Hermes game, remove your emotion from it a little bit and learn to identify when you are being taken advantage of. Because if you are being taken advantage of, switch stores. Go to another SA. So many people get tied up to their SA and never get anything. The SA is not fighting for them. Why are you staying? Why you keep investing your money on this failed relationship? It's like you keep investing in a toxic relationship. Because here's the thing. Every single quota bag has to be approved by a manager, right? Hey, I'm gonna give this to Erica. It has to be approved by the manager. But your SA needs to fight for you. When a bag gets at the store, hey guys, I wanna give this to Erica. You know, she doesn't spend a ton of money, but she shows up every so often. She's a supporter of the brand. And that's how they get you bags, with you spending less. If your SA goes to bat for you, you will get your bag. So you have to have an SA that is going to bat for you. If you are getting indications that your SA is not going to bat for you, but it has to be realistic, right? If you're not spending any money and you're mad you didn't get a bag, obviously you don't have a case, my friend. You gotta spend some money. But if you dropped 15K, okay, 20K and you're not getting a bag, I think you need to evaluate. If you're seeing people around you getting bags, I think you need to evaluate and go to a different store and start over. Starting over means you have a chance of getting a bag because you could meet someone you really hit it off with, then investing in a toxic relationship in someone that is clearly not fighting for you. Do you see what I'm saying? So learn to see when you're being taken advantage of, and then depending on your financial situation, if you're really well-to-do and 30K is not a big deal for you, great! Continue buying the things that you like, but only buy what you like. Don't be a clown. Please don't be a clown. Have you seen all of the amazing things that are out there for you to buy? Absolutely stunning Bulgari jewelry, Cartier jewelry, incredible exotic bags from other brands, Bulgari bags. There's so much beauty in the world of luxury. Don't be a clown with Birkin bait. I think you're not very intelligent. You are being manipulated by the system and you're being taken advantage of if you're doing Birkin bait, which are things that are not on top of your priority list, right? And I think that's the problem with me. It's hard for people to manipulate me because I'm intelligent. I'm sorry, okay? This is an area I'm not humble at. I am an intelligent mofo and I am able to remove my emotions and I am able to see through the bullshit. Like, you are not going to manipulate me with promises. You're not going to manipulate me with emotion. I am not going to do it. I will disconnect myself from the game. Hey, the game has outpriced me. I can no longer afford the game. I'm not gonna kill myself here spinning my wheels to try to belong to the game. I will find another way to play the game. Maybe reseller, maybe other brands, maybe focus on jewelry, right? You can be fabulous without Hermes. And you can get Hermes without it being at the store, right? So I think, you know, as my advice is, because I'm truly looking out for you. I think most people's advice out there is just showing off bags, shoving them down your throat and making you feel jealous like you're the only one that doesn't have shit, okay? You don't know what these hoes are doing behind the scenes, okay? You don't know what is true and what is not true. I think a person that truly has your well-being at heart will tell you, learn how to see when you are being manipulated, learn to put your emotions aside, and learn that there are other options out there for you to get your bags that do not entail a $30,000 pre-spend. Depending on what's going on at your store, if it's 10, 15K pre-spend, I think that's totally worth it. I would do it. If it's 30, 35K, I wouldn't do it. I just don't think the math is not mathing anymore, especially with the current prices going down on the resale market. So that's where I'm at, guys. I mean, I know this is a very heated topic. Again, I don't think the lawsuit is gonna go anywhere. I don't think it is strong enough, but I think hopefully it will make Hermes think a little bit about their practices, and it will make Hermes watch their essays a little bit closer and their managers a little bit closer, because there's a lot of shady business happening there. If it was a system that had equality and was more transparent and fair, I don't think people would care, right? Hey, we know we have to spend 25K to get a bag. That's the case for everybody, right? But it is a system that is completely shady, okay? So you might be spending way more and getting no bags. That person is spending way less, or they're giving their SA some money and they're getting more bags, or there's favoritism happening. I think that's the issue, right? It's a system that is it is open to corruption, and there is a lot of corruption, and I think that's why people get so upset, because they see the inequality happening around them and they don't understand why am I not getting bags. So dude, evaluate, switch your SA if your SA sucks, okay? Get the hell out. Don't invest in people that are not investing in you. Do you see what I'm saying? Would love to hear your comments below. Where are you at with your journey? Have you spent a lot of money? Are you investing in Hermes? Are you buying pre-loved? Are you buying it at the store? How do you feel about this lawsuit? Would love to hear. Thank you so much for watching. I will be talking a little bit more about the numbers for pre-spend that I got from my community, so stay tuned for that. And thank you so much for taking time off of your day to come here and listen to what I have to say. Love you. See you on the next one. Bye.